My dear friends, today I want to share something that could bring real hope and relief to thousands of seniors across Australia. Imagine waking up tomorrow and knowing that extra financial support over $6,000 is finally approved, and it is on the way to help cover your bills, your groceries, your medications, and maybe even give you the freedom to enjoy a little more peace of mind. This is not just about money. It is about dignity, security, and knowing that after all the years you have worked hard, paid your taxes, raised your families, and contributed to your community, you are not forgotten. You are valued, and this support is meant for you. Before we get deeper into the details of these Centrelink payments and exactly when you can expect them, I want to pause for a moment. If you are new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and join our family of caring viewers. We are a community that looks out for each other, shares the latest updates, and makes sure no senior is left behind when it comes to important news like this. Subscribing means you will always be among the first to know about payment changes, new benefits, and ways to make the most out of what is available. So go ahead, subscribe now, and let's dive into this important story together. Now, let's talk about this $6,100 payment. This is not just some random number being thrown around. This figure comes as part of targeted support that has been approved with seniors and vulnerable Australians in mind. The government, through Centrelink, has recognised the extreme pressures caused by the rising cost of living. Groceries have gone up, electricity bills have soared, and fuel prices are higher than ever. For seniors living on fixed incomes, especially those depending on the age pension or other Centrelink support, every extra dollar counts. But when the announcement came through that payments of up to $6,100 would be made available, it immediately raised one question across the country: when will seniors actually get this money in their accounts? To answer that, we need to look at how these payments are structured, who is eligible, and what timeline Centrelink has shared so far. The $6,100 figure is not just a one-off check thrown at random. It comes from carefully calculated supplements, allowances, and targeted boosts designed to ease the strain on households most affected by inflation and higher costs. For example, part of the money is coming in the form of energy bill relief. Another portion is connected to rent assistance boosts for those who qualify. And then there are lump sum supplements added to regular pension payments. When all of these are added up, the total relief available for certain eligible seniors can reach $6,100. But here's the key detail: these payments are being rolled out in stages. Some seniors have already noticed a small increase in their fortnightly Centrelink deposits. Others are scheduled to receive lump sum supplements at set times during the year. And depending on your individual situation, whether you receive the age pension, disability support pension, carer payment, or another qualifying benefit, you may see the money at different times. The rollout is not the same for everyone, and that is why there has been so much confusion. People want to know the exact date when their share of the $6,100 will arrive. So let's take this slowly and carefully. In this video, I will break it all down for you step by step. We will go through who qualifies for the payments, when each type of supplement will be delivered, how Centrelink is processing the approvals, and what you need to do to make sure you don't miss out. My goal is that by the end of this video, you will have a clear, simple understanding of exactly what these payments mean for you and your family. I also want to reassure you, this is not just numbers on a piece of paper. This is real support. Seniors across the country are already starting to feel the relief, and more is coming. The question is not if you will be paid, but when. And that is exactly what we will uncover together. But before we continue, let me ask you a question. How are you coping with the cost of living right now? Do you feel the pressure every time you go to the supermarket, or when your electricity bill arrives? If so, you are not alone. Millions of Australians, especially seniors, are in the same boat. And that is why this $6,100 payment is so important. It is not just about numbers, it is about helping you breathe easier, even if just a little. Stay with me, because in the next part, I am going to explain the exact eligibility rules, who can get the full amount, who might receive a smaller share, and why some people will see their payments earlier than others. Now that we've set the stage, let's talk about one of the most important questions: who exactly is eligible for the $6,100 in Centrelink support? This is where things can sometimes get confusing, so I want to explain it slowly and carefully so that every senior watching this video can understand whether this payment applies to them. First of all, the main group of people who will benefit are seniors who are already receiving the age pension. The age pension remains the backbone of financial support for older Australians, and the government has decided that this group should be at the front of the line when it comes to extra help. If you are already receiving the age pension, you are automatically in the pool of people who will see increased support. No separate application is needed. This is very important. You do not need to fill out complicated forms or chase Centrelink for these payments. They are applied automatically to your account, based on your existing eligibility. The second group that will benefit includes those on the disability support pension. Many people on this payment are living with long-term health conditions or disabilities that make it hard to work. For them, cost of living pressures are often even more difficult because extra medical costs, equipment, and daily living expenses pile up on top of the basics. That is why this group has also been included in the payment rollout. Another important group is people receiving the carer payment. Carers often sacrifice their own work and income to provide full-time care to a loved one, and as a result, their financial security is limited. The government has recognized that carers need additional support, and so they are also included in the plan. Finally, there are smaller groups, such as those on parenting payment, single, and certain low-income support supplements, who may also qualify for parts of the $6,100 relief package. But the key focus is seniors and those who are most vulnerable to rising costs. Now, let's make something clear. Not everyone will receive the full $6,100 as a single lump sum payment into their bank account on one date. That is a misunderstanding that has been circulating online and in conversations. The truth is that the $6,100 figure represents the maximum amount of support available, once all the supplements, boosts, and cost of living relief measures are added together across the year. Some people will see the full value, while others might receive a small amount, depending on their situation. For example, if you receive rent assistance, you may qualify for the boosted housing support payments, which push your total closer to the $6,100 figure. If you don't rent, you won't get that portion, but you will still get the energy rebates and supplements. Similarly, if you live in a state or territory where additional cost of living concessions are provided on top of federal support, your total relief may be higher than someone living in a different region. What does this mean for you in practice? It means that your payment schedule and amounts will be based on your personal circumstances, your age, your current Centrelink support type, your housing situation, and even your family setup. Centrelink has already done the calculations behind the scenes, and your payments will be tailored accordingly. Now, let's address the big question you might be thinking right now. Okay, I understand who qualifies, but when will I actually see this money? That, my friends, is the most important part. And it's where many seniors feel lost because the government has not simply announced one single payment date. Instead, they have staggered the rollout into stages. Some parts are being delivered fortnightly, some as lump sums, and some as bill credits that reduce what you owe on your utilities. But don't worry, I will go through the timeline with you carefully. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to expect each part of the $6,100 in your account or applied to your bills. Before we dive into those details, let me pause and remind you, if you haven't already subscribed, now is the perfect time. Subscribing to this channel ensures you don't miss any updates, reminders, or changes from Centrelink. Payments and benefits can shift quickly, and you deserve to always know what's coming. So click that subscribe button, join our family here, and let's keep walking through this together. In the next part, I am going to give you a clear breakdown of the payment timeline month by month, stage by stage, so you'll know when each supplement will be delivered. Now, let's focus on the question everyone has been asking. When will the money actually arrive? It's one thing to hear that $6,100 has been approved, but it's another thing entirely to know the dates when your account will see that relief. I know many of you are watching this video with your bills sitting on the kitchen table, your power bill waiting to be paid, or your rent due in just a few days. That is why clarity on the payment schedule is so important. The government has structured this package in stages, and Centrelink is rolling it out over several months rather than dropping one big lump sum at once. This staged approach means you'll see different parts of the $6,100 at different times, depending on your personal situation and the kind of support you receive. When you do call Centrelink, it's important to be prepared. Have your customer reference number ready, know what type of payment you receive, and explain clearly that you're inquiring about the $6,100 cost of living support measures. Centrelink staff can then pull up your file and explain whether your payment has been applied, or if something in your record needs to be updated. Another common question is, do I need to apply for the lump sum supplement separately? The answer is no. As long as you are already receiving an eligible payment, those lump sums will be delivered automatically when the scheduled date arrives. The only thing you need to do is make sure your details are up to date. That means checking your bank details, your rent status, and any income reporting that applies to you. Let me pause here to remind you of something important. Sometimes, seniors feel embarrassed about checking their MyGov account or asking for help, especially if they are not confident with computers. Please remember, there is nothing to be embarrassed about. Technology can be confusing for anyone, and it's okay to ask your children, grandchildren, or a trusted friend to help you check your account. What matters is that you get the support you are entitled to. And let me share this, you are not asking for charity. You are not taking a handout. These payments are your right. You have worked hard all your life, paid your taxes, contributed to the economy, and built this country. The government owes you this support, and it is there to make sure you live with dignity and comfort. Never feel ashamed of claiming what you are entitled to. In the next part, I'm going to take you through the real-life impact of these payments, what $6,100 actually means for seniors across Australia, and how it can make a difference in day-to-day life.